How has the day been? Okay, thank you so much, Emanuela. How has the day been? Hope you're having fun and we're having a great day. Okay, so I know some of us probably we're at work at the moment and we just, just plugged our earpiece or something, our AirPods to just listen in. Some are coming back from work, some are back from work, some are even looking to set up for work. Yeah, we understand all of that. But don't worry, this session is going to be what very, very educative and insightful. So for this reason, I would like you to be very, very attentive. Okay, I would like you to be what very, very attentive. So, as I've said before, you are welcome to this session. I am Steven, and I will be um facilitating this session with you. Okay, so moving on, I would like to know those of us that are hearing about 10 analytics for the first time. So, if this is your first time hearing about 10 analytics, join our master classes like this, I would like you to go to the chat box and you comment if one to comment a one. If this is your first time hearing about 10 analytics, joining this kind of session, go to the chat box and comment a one. If this is not your first time, I can see Jerry commented a two. Okay, I think that was a mistake. So if this is not your first time, which means that you must have heard about 10 analytics before, probably online, or you've seen us somewhere, or you've joined this kind of session before, just go to the chat box and comment it too. Okay, so I'm waiting for our responses. I have Njeri. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing some names wrongly. Please pardon me. I have Njeri. Two was a mistake, I believe one. So this is your first time. You are welcome to this session. We're super excited to have you. So glad to have you. I have Tolu. Tolu gave us a one as well. I have Babatunde. Babatunde gave us a one. I have Ade. This is your first time joining, hearing about 10 analytics. I have Amanda's iPhone. The same thing. This is your first time. I have Seriat. This is your first time as well. We are like 28 on the call at the moment, and I think the number of responses I've gotten so far are not up to 10. So I'm still waiting for a response. I want to, get to know if this is our first time or probably you've seen us, you've joined our sessions before. Okay, so thanks so much, guys, for your responses on the chat. I so much appreciate you all. Okay, I have gifts at this moment. Gifts also said one. So we have a whole lot of people just hearing about us for the first time, and that is awesome. That is awesome. Don't worry, you're going to know more about analytics before the session ends. Okay, so let's dive into what we have for us today. Let's dive into what we have for us today. What are we going to be looking at? Now we're going to be looking at we have the topic before us that says the project I've been able to work on in my 3 months, first 3 months joining 10 analytics. So what this means is that in this session, we're going to have some people join us and present the projects they've been able to work on in the space of 3 months in 10 analytics. So these are students who are presently enrolled in 10 Analytics. They are students presently enrolled and they've been able to work on projects. Now, because they're presenting just one project doesn't mean that is the only project they've worked on. They work on multiple projects. So at this point, they will have worked on at least 2 or more projects. Okay. So, and they will be showing us on this session, they'll be showing us how they were able to work on this project, what they were able to do, the reason why they did them, and the results they were able to get. Okay, so someone might be looking from one angle that why projects? Why are we doing this? Now, projects are very, very important. Projects are very, very important. Why? Because projects shows that you own the skill. It shows that you have the experience needed. Now, in terms of looking for job, project helps you to build your portfolios. Those are the things you actually put in your portfolios. And this make us internally to encourage projects, working on projects. And that is why we give our participant projects to work on. And that is why they work on those projects and they'll be presenting the project here on this call. So if you are here and you're looking to transition into tech, or you are already in tech and you're looking to get roles, what kind of project are you working on? Do you have projects in your portfolios? Okay, so this is what you should think about. Now, if you have people, also probably your friends, your family that they are looking to transition into tech and get roles in tech, please do well to reach out to them so they join in and they follow us in this session, which is going to be very, very educative and insightful. They'll see and know more about projects and their importance in you looking for jobs and in you finding or landing a tech role. Okay, so thanks so much, everyone. I'm super excited, as I've said, to have each and every one of you. But while we do that, while we reach out to our friends and our family, let me try to put up our screen so we can begin fully. So give me a minute while I share my screen. Okay. So I believe you can see my screen at the moment. As I've said, as I've mentioned before, in this session, we are going to be looking at projects I have worked with in just 3 months training at 10Alytics. Okay, in just 3 months training in 10Alytics. Okay, so let's move on because of our time. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, who are we in 10Alytics? Who are we in 10Alytics? Now, we are a leading health tech company focused on helping people landing high-paying jobs in the tech ecosystem. Okay. Now, our location is Alberta, Canada, London, also in United Kingdom. Now, you will observe something with me. I said in 5 years, we've helped over 4,000 plus people with no prior experience transition into tech and land jobs in 5 years. So this means we've been doing this thing, not that we are just starting, okay? And we've had a whole lot of, testimonies, people that actually what gotten jobs. These are actual people, not just counting numbers. We have actual people who have actually what gotten jobs, and we've been doing this for the period of 5 years. So we have the experience, we have what it takes, right, for a person to actually transition from whatever field that you are presently into tech and actually land a role. So we've helped 4,000 plus people with no prior experience transition into tech and land jobs. So we have 182 full-time employees and we have 300 plus industry experts. Okay, so let's move on with our slide. We help you transition. We help you transition if it's data analytics, health tech, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, cybersecurity, DevOps engineering, product design. So these are the programs that we have at the moment. These are the programs that we offer at the moment, and there are reasons for that. We will also listen to those reasons later on in this session. Okay, so let's just move on. Now, if you want to connect with us, many of you, if you want to connect with us, you can go to our social media and just search for 10Alytics, right? Be it on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter, which is X now, or you can go to our website. You would see and know more about us. Now, moving to the next slide, I've mentioned my name before. I said, hi, I'm Steven, and I am one of the program coordinators in 10Alytics. So I want us to look at, know more about me. Remember, right now, we are on that introduction. So I've introduced the company to us, and at this moment, I want to introduce myself properly to each and every one of you on this call. Okay, so who is Steven? About Steven. Steven is a passionate network engineer with deep love for tech and keen interest in optimizing, automating, and securing computer networks to enhance efficiency. Now, currently, he works as a data associate at 10Alytics, where he leverages his technical skills to drive impactful data solutions. Now, he's committed to continuous career growth and personal development. His enthusiasm for network security has inspired him to focus on helping individuals transition into the fields of cybersecurity. Now, he believes that by sharing knowledge and providing guidance, he can help others unlock great opportunity in the global tech landscape. So right now, we are on that introduction. I've introduced the company to us, and I have also introduced myself to everyone on the call. Okay, so let's just move on with our slide. Now, about Priscilla Panama. Who is Priscilla Panama? Now, Priscilla is also here on this call. She has something so important and very, very good news to share with each and every one of us on this call. And that will be after the presentations. So do well not to drop off after the presentation if you don't want to miss out on what Priscilla has to share. So who is Priscilla? Now, Priscilla is a passionate educator, data expert, career strategist, with close to half a decade years of experience in blockchain technology and data analytics. Now, as a growth catalyst at 10Alytics, our expertise spans freelance data analysis, blockchains and crypto education, technical support, and tech career coaching. A combination of that, which gives her a unique, well-rounded perspective on what it truly takes to break into and strive in the tech space. Now, with a deep commitment to career transformation, Priscilla has successfully mentored and onboarded over 500 individuals, equipping them with the skills, confidence, and directions needed to transition seamlessly into tech and land meaningful opportunities. Now, she's not just a professional in this field, she's a bridge between potential and possibilities. So, and I know we have a whole lot of potentials here on this call and a whole lot of things that we can actually get done. So please do well to stick with us till the end of this session if you don't want to miss out on what Priscilla has for us. Hello, Priscilla, are you there? Can you just say hi to our audience on the call? Okay. Okay, let's just move on. You are still going to hear from Priscilla very much after we are done with the presentation. Okay. So if you want to connect with Priscilla, you can actually do that by connecting with her on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So there is a form that is being shared. Okay, so there is a form that is being shared on the chat box, I believe. So do well to fill that form if you want to have access to the recording of this session and then you want to get the recording of this session. Do well to fill that form. It's very, 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 very important. Okay, so moving on with our slide. Now, I've introduced myself, I've introduced the company, and I've introduced my colleague, Priscilla, here on the call. And you also know Emanuela, which is on the chat box. She is also working with us here in 10Alytics. She's my colleague. I've introduced her also. Then it's time for you to introduce yourself to us. It's time for everyone on the call to get to meet and know everyone. So this is how we are going to do it this moment. I would like everyone to go to the chat box. You comment your name and comment where you are joining from. Okay, so let's get that going real quick. So I would like you to go to the chat box at this moment. You comment your name. I'm Steven from Highland. So let's just do that. I'm Steven from Highland. So everybody, let's get that going. I would like to meet us, and I know everyone will also like to meet ourselves. Okay, so I'm looking at the chat box at the moment. Okay, I have Jerry, okay, from UK. You are welcome once again. You are welcome. Super excited to have you here on this call. So I'm waiting for our responses. Amanda said I'm a staff nurse. Okay, connecting from UK. Amanda from UK. You are welcome as well. I have Rain from USA. You are welcome. You are welcome to this session. I have Daniel from UK as well. I have Chris from UK. I think we have more young UK people here. I have Sariat from UK. I have Jonathan. Okay. I have Daniel. I have Siriat. I have Jonathan from England. I have Babatunde from Canada. I have Gifts from UK. I have Tolu from Ireland. I have Afola Shadi, a nurse as well from UK. I have Bini from England. Is this all, guys? We can do more. I know we are more than this on the call. Okay, but so far the responses I've gotten, they're fantastic. Different people from different places here on the call, and you are all welcome to this session. Okay, so right now I believe that we have our presenters here on the call. So let's just move on with our slide. So thanks so much, everyone who are giving me responses. Thanks so much, everyone. I appreciate that. Okay, so what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Now, the topic is the project I've worked with in just 3 months training at 10Alytics, and I've mentioned we are going to be having presentation. Okay. Then after that, we'll be looking at the next step. What should you do? Your pathway to becoming what a tech expert. Then after that, we're also going to be looking at the growth opportunities, the 10Alytics growth internship program, which we have to offer you. And lastly, we have the offer. That is our special discount offer to you, to everyone on the call. Okay. So this is what we are going to be doing in this session. So let's move on with our slide. Project showcase. So it's time to let's go into the presentation. So I would like to stop sharing my screen at this moment. Okay. And call on our guest. So, but before I call on our guest, I would like us to do something. Okay. If you are excited for this presentation, okay, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If you are excited for this presentation, if you are ready, just give me a thumbs up. I want to see us, I want to see the thumbs up. If you are ready, if you are truly ready for the presentation, I have Chris. Chris, let's get it on. Thank you, Chris. I have Edna, I have Rain. Let it keep on going. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. I have Sarah even on the chat. I can feel the energy. I know we are all ready for this. Okay. So thanks so much, everyone. We have two presenters in the house today. Two presenter in the house today, and the first person that I'll be calling to come up is Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Are you there? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, do well to unmute yourself. Hello, Crystal. Okay, yeah, I can see you, but I can't hear you at the moment. Are you muted? I can't hear you, but I can see you. Everyone, please give a round of applause to Crystal. A round of applause to Crystal. Okay, but we can't still hear you. Can't still hear you. Thank you so much, Manuel. Okay, so you can try speaking. Can you hear me, Crystal?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Perfect. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you doing,
Technology. I don't
Crystal?
know what happened. I'm good, thank you. How are you too?
I'm good. I'm good as well. So thank you so much for joining us. We also have another presenter, but that will be after you. Okay. So I know you are from the HR analysis track part, and we would like to see what you have for us today. So you have the floor at the moment. You can share your screen
Yeah,
and start your presentation. You
all right.
have just 7 minutes. Am I not being fair
Okay.
enough?
It's okay. I think I can manage that.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
take it off.
So
Yeah. Thank you.
can you see my screen?
Yes. Very clear. Well done, clear.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. So guys, this was the very first project I worked on when I joined the team, and it was on Excel. And so it was to evaluate the sales performance of a company, that's Salient Ventures, and to make certain recommendations. So I just want to share briefly, like you said, it's giving me 7 minutes. Let me share what I was able to do with everybody and see what you can also achieve if you are to join 10Alytics. Okay, so I'll just give a brief background on the company. So Salient sells, it distributes wholesale and lifestyle products online. And they had an issue where revenue was consistently dropping quarter on quarter. And so that's where they contacted 10Alytics to intervene in the situation. And now the task is for us to evaluate what we did and see how our interventions worked and to give further recommendations. So that was the project that we worked on. And to do this, we were given data, Excel data, raw data with so many things that needed cleaning up and all. And the first thing we did is this is just to show you like an overview of what we did. It's just an executive dashboard. So presenting this to the executive of the company, they're able to see at a glance their revenue, their bottom line, what's worked, what wasn't working at a glance, just before you go into details. So from here, you can see that Q4 gave about 17.2 million net profits, and that translated to a profit margin of 15%, meaning, in effect, the intervention worked. Okay, so let's dive deeper into this. So we had to analyze the weekly revenue and profits from the raw data that was given in Excel and to come up with this. And so looking at this, you could see there was a peak in week 47 and then also 51. And you can see from week 40 going up, there was like it started increasing. And so in order not to make assumptions, we can make inferences and then also recommend further investigations to see what actually happened in those weeks. We could, for example, attribute it to the fact that week 47, 51, you're getting closer to the end of the year. People are trying to purchase gifts for loved ones for Christmas and all of that. But that's an assumption, and we need to back it up with data. So this is what we did to show them what weekly revenue and profits the company was generating in Q4 after the intervention. And then we also had to look at their states and see which of the regions was doing well, which was not doing so well. And then based on that, we can look at interventions that can further be taken on to ensure that those that are not doing well possibly start doing well, and see what those two, looking at this, you see that Texas and Florida were doing really well. So what was happening there? What was going on there that made such a big impact? Can we replicate it in the other regions? If not, what else can be done in the other regions? So this gives an idea. This is evidence-based. It's not based on sentiments. It's based on actual figures. And then we looked at the product performance as well. Also from the raw data that was given, we're able to sort out all the products by categories and then by types. And we realized that the gold bracelets were doing so well. That was the profit leader, and the accessories as well. And looking at the best-selling products, like I said before, you look at the gold bracelets, it also sold the best quantity. So 480 pieces translated into the $783,000 we saw in the previous slides. And so this gives at a glance an indication of the products that are doing well, products that are not doing so well. And then we come to our customer insight. Definitely, it's the customers who are purchasing the items that result in the profits. So we looked and we came up with the 5 top customers because the data that we were given had names of people who had purchased products. So using the Excel skills that we gained in the classes, we're able to sort them out, group them, and know the top 5 customers. In this case, there's no need to go through the Excel of over 2,000 products and then select one by one or filter and write down. You could easily do that with pivot tables, and then you are efficient, you are effective at the same time. So looking at this, we see that females purchased more, translating into more profits. And then also we see that the younger generation, that's those who were between 18 to 35 years, also purchased more than those who were older. And so going back to our previous slides where we had the products that were doing well and all of that, we could see also that at one point in time, we had yoga mats and other gym equipments that were doing pretty well. And then also another thing that we could recommend further by looking at this is to further delve into the fact that is it because this is an e-commerce company that sells online, and so the younger generation is more in tuned into patronizing it? Does that mean that we focus more on the younger generation and leave the older generation as they are, or do we make an intervention to see how we can equip the interest of the older generation to also purchase online? And so we're able to get all of this from the raw data. I wish you guys could see the raw data that we were given to work on. And so just to summarize all of this, strategic recommendations is that look at week 4751, see what we did that went right there. Was it because of the time of the year? If so, how can we replicate that? Because you can sometimes you can see Christmas in June, in July? Is it because there were certain promotions that we carried out that resulted in such great sales in those periods? We could look at that and see if we can replicate that. And then also we could look at when it comes to the demographics, Texas and Florida, we could also look at those 2 regions to see what we did well. Is it because of the specific account managers that are there? Are they doing something different that the others in Illinois and Georgia were not doing? Is it because of the area? What what exactly went on. And we can further delve into this by using data. We can do this by probably surveys, running surveys, and then also drawing inferences using data to make proper recommendations. Also, we saw that accessories and gym products, as well as games, were doing well. So we can look at improving on those products as well, if it be suppliers or whatever we need to boost up the purchase of those items as well. And then looking at the age distribution, we could look at probably um, partnering with influencers, these young influencers, to see if they could also help make the business grow. And then also getting probably older influencers who also target the older market to try and increase their interest in online purchases as well. And for these customers who did so well, like the top 5 customers, we could also come up with some sort of a program, like a promotional program or a rewards program for loyalty also, to also encourage them to buy more, and for others to also look up and say, hey, these people are not just after our money, but then if you give to them, they are also willing to give back to you. Okay, so in the long term, our recommendation is, or should I say was, that we look at those products that are not doing well. There are two things we could do: either to discontinue them or to look at replicating what's made the products that were working well work well to those other products that were not doing so well, and then improve performance. So from this, there are so many inferences that can be drawn from it, and further investigation that can be done, which is also evidence-based, which can be done with numbers as well. And so the recommendation is that yes, the Q4 intervention that the 10Alytics team helped with worked. And so we can go on with the business as is and then look at other ways of improving as well as per our recommendations. So guys, this was just something little that I worked on. This was my first project, Excel. And so, yes, I'm sure you guys can do more if you join as well. Thank you, Stephen.
Awesome, 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 awesome. You used past my time. You used past my time. Please, a round of applause for Crystal. Thank you so much for that awesome presentation. Okay, I know some of us might not be able to, flow, while some of us that understand those terms might be able to what to flow, but that's fine. That's fine. But that presentation is superb. So thank you so much for the presentation. I just have a few questions for you, though. Don't be surprised.
Okay.
So I have a question. Okay. So, the first question I would like to ask you is that what first sparked your interest in HR analysis, and how has
Okay.
your understanding of Excel changed? It's a two in one. Okay. What first
Yeah.
sparked your interest in HR analysis, and how has your understanding of Excel changed since you started working on projects?
Okay. So the first I would say is that I wanted something that would set me apart from other HR professionals. I was looking at what would give me an added advantage. And I saw that tech data was the trend, like it was the way things were going to happen. So I did some research and saw that there was something like HR analytics, HR data analytics. So I decided to pursue that. But prior to that, I had undertaking a master's program in human resource management, and part of the courses was HR analytics. And so I was excited. But then when I took that course, I realized it was just research based, and that was not what I was looking for. I wasn't looking to write papers and all of that. I wanted hands-on experience, how to use the data to do things like employee satisfaction surveys, to make recommendations to management, because I'd seen that I had been using data, but the data I'd been using was just to get the information and then dump it somewhere. I was not making, I was not using it to make informed decisions, and I wanted to become a more strategic HR professional. And so I a friend of mine was enrolled in this course, and I saw a dashboard she had created, and I was like, what is this? And she's like, it's a program she's attending. I was like, please just give me the information. Let me see if I can sign on. So yes, that should I say is my HR analytics journey. And although this presentation I spoke on was it looked like it was more sales marketing, you can easily translate it like it's transferable to any field, even whether it's HR, whether it's health, you can transfer those skills as well.
Okay, so thank you so much for your response. So from what you have said, you did have that real hands-on, experience to understand what Excel could even do. Looking at the dashboard, you will be surprised. How can I use Excel to do this kind of thing? So
I
please,
know.
our audience, that is something. And this is not just to HR analytics, right? All our programs, right? When you get in, you're going to see that there are more. There are more. Just come in. You're going to see there are more to what you think you know. Okay. So thanks so much, Crystal, for this. I would like to ask one more question. I know this one is taking me out of my time, but yeah, I'll just ask. This will be the last question. Sorry.
Okay, no
So
problem. Let's go.
what was the most important insight or findings you discovered from your analysis, and how could this help the business make better decisions?
Do you mean from this presentation, this
Yeah, from your
particular
presentation.
project? Okay, so I
Yeah.
would say it was on the weekly revenue performance and then on the age distribution as well. So the weekly performance sort of drew my attention to the fact that those peak periods were mostly close to December, where people are possibly shopping and doing like more purchases and all of that. They are buying things for their loved ones. So we could actually leverage on those periods as well and improve or double our sales in that period and probably replicate some goodies that we may offer. I know companies have seasonal offers they do. Some do um, Black Friday deals, some do Christmas deals. So is there something we could do maybe mid-year to sort of boost our sales for that period as well? That was something that I sort of drew my attention. And then also on the age distribution, I realized that the young people like were doing more purchases. So yes, it sort of translates to the fact that they are more in tuned into doing things online and also does that mean then that we leave the older folks? Are we leaving them behind? We shouldn't leave them behind. We should find something that we could also do to sort of help them. And if we decide that our target market is younger people, then we focus on it. But if we want to bring the older folks in, yes, we should look at a program that will also draw them in. So yeah, those were the two things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If I should leave you here, you keep on answering as I will keep on asking. So thank you so much. You can see she's well prepared, right? We prepare you, and there's no question that will take you off your feet. So thank you so much, Krista, for joining us today. That was awesome, and we appreciate
Thank
you.
you
Please,
for
a round of
having
applause
me.
for Krista once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So we'll be moving
guys.
to the second second presentation. Okay. So right now we have Samuel. Samuel also here on the call. Hello, Samuel. Can you hear me? Do well to put on your camera and unmute yourself so we can see you. Hi, Samuel.
Hello. Hi, Steven.
How are you doing, Samuel?
I'm great. I'm great. Thanks for having me here. Really.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So I gave us 7 minutes. Sorry, I'm going to reduce the time. I picked some of your time, right? I used some of your time for my questions. I apologize for that. So I'm giving you 5 minutes, right? So to go about
Yeah,
your
it's fine.
presentation. Okay, okay.
All
So
right.
you have the floor right now. So let's get it rolling.
All right. Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Um, yeah. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, yes, you can see your screen.
Okay. So, what we're looking at here is a Power BI dashboard. This was my second project. The first one was Excel, but I picked this one because we're dealing with real life data, and I feel like with a real life data set, it will actually mean a lot to to us. So um, I'm currently in the health tech analytics program, and yeah, so we're given a brief and to find like real world problems, solutions to real world problems. And so, like, we're given a data set and basically wanted to find out is the world winning against HIV? And that led me to this. So, like, it went through different stages from the data sets here, and then to building a model like this, and then finally to the dashboard here. So the boxes we have here, we call them cards. It's what we call the KPIs, and I was able to measure the number of people I'm currently living with HIV, the new infections through the years that the data set covered, the number of deaths, the ART coverage, which is the HIV treatment, antiretroviral therapy, and then a mortality rate and survival rate. And then I was also like I'm able to rank by region, um, new infections. And as we can see, we have HIV, Africa leading new infections by far. And then this chart shows like on the surface that yes, like the world is actually like winning the war like against HIV, because we have total new infections dropping, and then we have total HIV deaths dropping as well. And then I went to treatment coverage and mortality, where um, we looked at the ART coverage, and we found out that 51.1 percent of infected people are under treatment. So this is where we can tell policy makers that there needs to be improvements. And then we have the mortality rate, and then we have a trend line showing the ART coverage over the year, and you can see that it's rising continuously. And then we also have a mortality rate by region, and you'd find out that even though Africa has the highest new infections, like Africa is third in mortality rates. Like, these are insights that you can bring out and say, oh yeah, like even though Africa is leading in new um, infections, they are dying less than Southeast Asia and Eastern Mediterranean. And then we have this chart here, like it's a scatter plot. It's actually like one of my favorites, and it shows that art coverage is actually working, in the sense that the the higher the art coverage we have, the lower um, the mortality rate. You can see that it's a downward slope right now. Basically, because as art coverage increases, mortality rate drops. And then we have um, geography and risk as well, where I tried to show what like areas are more affected. And right here, we have 94 countries are still below 50% of art coverage. Like this is where we need to like improve on, focus on those 94 countries so that this number can drop. And then we have two charts that tell like two different stories. One of them is death per 1,000 new infections. And when you look at Thailand, you first go, oh my god, like Thailand has 1,400 deaths per 1,000 new infections. But like, what this simply tells us is that maybe Thailand has really fought infections to a very, very low point, and the people dying are just people that had like HIV a long time ago. So this is not really the alarm. The alarm is this one, the untreated population by country. And with this, I used the mortality rates to calculate this, and you find out that South Africa still has 3.7 million people living with HIV but are not being treated. So, like, this is where alarm bells should ring. And when you're advising policymakers, you point this out to them that focus should be on these countries: South Africa, Mozambique, Nigeria, and the rest. And then finally, we have this chart, which I would um, um, expand for us. As we can see, like we have like four quadrants here, and basically, what this chart tells us is that even though um, um, art coverage is working and most of the countries are having less new infections, the countries with the highest um, um, art coverage are still getting new infections. So what this tells us is that treatment alone cannot solve the problem. What can actually solve it is treatment added with prevention as well. So while treatment is working, people are still getting infected. So probably government should focus more now on preventive measures. And finally, we have the key insights and the recommendations here. The key insights, we have that treatment is working, but of course, um, governments have to now focus on prevention. And then recommendations, three straight ones: pair and prevention with treatment funding, and then target the 94 underserved countries, the ones below 50% of art coverage, and finally reach the largest untreated population, which is South Africa, Nigeria, Mozambique. And yeah, that is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samuel. Please, a round of applause for Samuel as well. Thank you so much for that awesome presentation. It's not easy. You've done well. You've done well. You've done well. So thank you so much. Time management, you used beyond the 5 minutes, but yes, no problem. No problem. That's fine. Okay, so you can stop sharing your screen, Samuel. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much. Okay, so I have a question for you before you go. I have a question for you. So I asked Krista two
Mm.
questions, but I'll be asking you just one. I'll be asking you just one. And this is my question to you. What first sparked your interest in health tech data analytics, and how has your understanding of data visualization changed since you started working on projects? Now, it's in two ways. What first sparked your interest in health tech data analysis? And how has this your understanding of data visualization changed since you started working on projects?
So, a personal like I have like I'm not I'm going to, into like have like a little advantage because I was I'm an economics graduate and I did like a lot of statistics in school. So I've always like liked numbers, but that does not mean that you have to have that background to get into it. Like I have a lot of people in my cohort with like various backgrounds that are really really good at what they do at the moment. So and then I'm working in healthcare. So I was thinking like how do I combine both like numbers and healthcare, and the the answer was easy. And as I was thinking about getting into it, I started with like random YouTube videos, and I came across 10Alytics, and I was like, okay, this is a structured environment to do this, and I was like, I need to get into it, and luckily for me, there was a health tech and program that I easily enrolled in. So like I didn't even have like a second thought about it. I just knew
You
that
went for it.
yeah, this was
This
waiting
is
for
for
me.
me, and you went for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so thanks so much, Samuel, because of our time. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you. A round of applause for Samuel once again. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samuel.
Thank
It
you
has
for
been a
having me. Yeah.
nice, yeah, an awesome session with both of you. Okay, so to our audience, right, you can see the projects they've been able to work on. This is not just the only projects they've been able to work on, multiple projects, okay? And this will be what added to their portfolios. They have many, many, many projects still to come. Okay, so in this light, I will be handing us over, or I'll be handing over to Priscilla to continue the session. So, as I've said, after the session, please remain because Priscilla has something important to share with us. Hello, Priscilla.
Yeah, hi Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
All right. Hi everybody. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please just leave a yes in the chat. All right. So if you can hear me clearly, please leave a yes in the chat before we go ahead. We just have like 30 minutes left and we'll be done with the session today. So if you can hear me in the chat, please leave a yes. All right. Thank you so much. I see a couple of us here in the chat. So I'm just going to share my screen. But before that, I hope we had a good time and I hope we enjoyed the presentation. So if you enjoyed the presentation from Crystal and then, from the last person that presented, please leave a yes in the chat. If you enjoyed every bit of the presentation, please leave a yes in the chat. Please leave your responses coming. The other half of the session requires that, we're very, very interactive. All right, so we're going to go ahead right now. Just give me a minute to share my screen. And when you can see my screen, just confirm that you can see my screen. Okay, so can everybody see my screen right now? If you can see my screen, just let me know in the chat that you can see my screen. Okay, so that I can go ahead. All right, so can you see my screen? Please let me know in the chat if you can see my screen. Okay.
Priscilla is not up here.
All right, just give me a minute. I'm sharing now. How about now? Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Okay, I can see Priscilla started sharing. Yeah, I can see. We can see right
Oh,
now.
all right, fantastic. So today we actually, saw two persons come share the project that they worked on after in just 3 months of learning with 10Alytics. And to us here in the chat, I know that for some of us, this may be the first time seeing projects, but as somebody looking to get into tech, this is me assuming that all of us on this call were really, really interested in tech. So as people looking to get into tech, can you tell me, just think about it for a bit, the HR analytics projects from Crystal, all right, and then the global HIV project as well. Just think about it. What's the importance of working on projects? Does anything come to your mind when you think about it? Let me know in the chat. Don't stress it. Just think, why project? Why do I have to, work on project? What's the essence of working on project? All right. So just think about it for a bit and just leave a response in the chat. I just need 2 responses and then we're going to go ahead. All right. So just leave your responses in the chat. Why projects? Like, why am I here to literally see the projects that people have worked on? What's the essence? Why am I not just learning by, watching videos? Think about it for a bit. And while you're thinking about it, just have you ever, I think Emma says visualization of trends. Absolutely. But have you ever tried to apply to a job in tech? Right. Have you tried to apply to a job in tech and you see the job description? It's filled with a lot of you should know how to do this and do that. It basically just requires experience, right? Have you ever seen that when you try to apply to a job in tech, right? With a lot of experience and all of that. So the whole point of working on projects is to give you that experience that you see in that job description. Okay, the whole point, it is the tech space, first of all, right? It's the tech space. The tech space doesn't require you to just have head knowledge alone. The tech space requires you to have experience. There's nothing like a beginner level role. We're long past that phase. All right. So I see a couple of responses, fantastic responses. Please keep them coming. But the tech space right now, even if you're applying for an entry-level role, take a look at the job description. You would see that they still require you to have experience. So for a minute, just how do I gain that experience? Because you need a job to get experience, quite all right, okay? You need a job to gain experience, but they won't even give you the job if you don't have experience. So you see that it's a loop, right? Just think about it for a bit. It's a loop. So how do you break out of that loop? Very simple. Projects, especially as beginners looking to transition into tech. The only way you gain experience, that's if you're looking to get a job in the tech space, all right? The only way you gain that experience so you can apply to that job, so you can earn well, is by working on projects. Now, imagine you're an employer in a hospital, you own a hospital or you're the HR person and you're looking to employ health tech analysts, people that can help you figure out the trends and patterns in your hospital and stuff. And you come across the project of, I don't know why his name is skipping me, but the last person that just presented, you came across this project. Tell me, doesn't it like tell you that this person has experience analyzing data, right? I can literally trust them to do the job. Of course. Okay, so if you have 2 people, one person tells you that, oh, I'm a health tech analyst, I have a degree in health informatics and stuff. And the other person comes to tell you that I'm an health tech analyst. Here are the projects that I've worked on. Here are the solutions that I've built, and the recommendations I've made. Which of them are you likely to go with? Of course, the person with the experience, not the person with the degree, right? If you agree with me, right, that is the reason why you need a project, is to gain experience as somebody looking to transition in the tech space. Please leave a yes in the chat if these reasons that I've given resonate with you, right, and they show you why you need experience, why you need to work on projects. Please leave a yes in the chat. All right. Thank you, Charity Damilola. Fantastic. All right. So I hope it just goes to show you that if you want to get a job in tech, you have to gain experience. How do you gain experience? project. Okay, so I would show you how this project has worked for a couple of people here at 10Alytics. Of course, when Stephen was doing the presentation, you must have, heard him say that 10Alytics has been able to help over 4,000 plus people transition into tech and land their first jobs in tech, right? So it is still, people that had zero experience, people without computer science degrees, but they were able to transition. How were they able to transition? Projects. Right, projects gave them the necessary experience. So here on my slide, I'm going to be sharing the story of a fantastic lady. Okay, so her name is Ikmat. Ikmat, was a stay-at-home mom right there in the UK. She thought she wanted to transition into tech. Okay, she had just completed a master's, and then she felt like, okay, I want to transition into tech. I want to do something more than my degree in public health. I want to, transition into the tech space. So for her, she knew that it was the data analytics course that resonated more with her. So she joined the data analytics course, and, she was able to get a job after training with 10Alytics. Okay, mind you, this is somebody with zero experience in tech. And so I don't say too much. I'm going to share a testimonial so that you can hear for yourself. All right.
Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat, and I was with the March cohort in 10Alytics, and joining 10Alytics has been the best decision so far. For me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot, and then I'm glad that 10Alytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities, and then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. In 10Alytics, they will hold your hands like a child, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. We have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just, they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews, and yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have 10Alytics to go back to. They are the best, and the best thing that has ever happened to me. And then yes.
Absolutely. So that was just to show you somebody, without prior experience in tech. And, she was able to transition into a tech role right there in the UK. And the role came with sponsorship. All right. This is somebody with zero experience. Okay. So I also have here on my screen somebody from the US. His name is Pavel. From a teacher in Cameroon to a healthcare data analyst in the US. The point of this is just to show you the possibilities, the people that have been able to transition with zero experience. Because some of us think that in the tech space, you need a computer science degree, you need to code, you need technical stuff. But that's not the reality, actually. These employers just need you to have experience. And what gives you experience again? The projects that you've worked on. All right. So these are just examples. If you want to go through every single bit of the testimonials here on my slide, just do well to fill the attendance form so that when this is available, you can actually, just take some time and go through. All right. My colleagues are sharing the attendance form there in the chat. Okay. So I also have Judith here. This is like an inspiration for those of us that are looking to work remotely. Okay, we want that flexibility. We want time for our family and all of that. Okay, so Judith literally moved from being a carer in the UK to a business analyst. She's currently in the UK, but she's working for a company right there in the US. Mind you, zero tech experience before 10Alytics. She didn't have a degree in computer sciences. She didn't want to code as well. I'm saying all of this because I definitely know that there are people in this chat or in this call that worry so much about, how can I fit into tech really? How am I able to transition? I don't like anything mathematics. I don't like anything with computer science or coding. Can I literally transition? Can I get a job and all of that? Right? This is why I have this testimonial here. Okay, just to show you the possibilities. So if you're like that on this call and you're thinking, how do I transition? How do I, move from where I am right now without a degree to getting a job in tech? I have a very, very simple strategy for you. Okay, a very, very simple strategy. And the first thing you want to do, okay, in the tech space, the very first thing you want to do is you want to ensure that you're getting into a career path that is high in demand. I've spoken to a lot of people with fear that AI is going to take their job, right? No job security and all of that. But remember, the tech space is literally very, very broad. There are a lot of career paths in the tech space. So when you're picking that path you want to go into, ensure that it is high in demand, because that way you're assured job security, okay, and relevance. So you can literally learn and then get a job. For some people, they've been trying to transition for the longest, okay? They learn and then 2 years down the line, no job yet. That's probably because either the career path is not in demand, okay, or you're making certain mistakes. So today we're going to literally just speak to all of that. So we'll start with get into a career path that is high in demand. The tech space is really broad. And here at 10Alytics, we're big on doing the heavy lifting. So when it comes to helping you decide the right career path for you, what we
I'm
did
fine.
was to, sorry, uh, can anybody still hear me? If you can hear me, please leave a yes in the chat. I think I heard a background noise.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Stephen, please help me. Can you mute everybody?
Just
I think
stop all.
somebody is. All right. Thank you. So just ensure that everybody stays muted so we don't get distracted. All right. So I was saying that tech is really broad, and the first thing we did for you here at 10Alytics is we did this job board analysis where we took a look at different job boards across the different regions. Because one thing on our mind is job security. We don't want you getting into a path that there are no jobs. So what we did with the job board analysis was try to figure out the career paths that are currently in demand. Okay. And what that affords you, remember, is you can get a job fast after learning or quickly after learning. So we did the job board analysis. We took a look at LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed, and the likes, and we were able to see some career paths that employers are recruiting for, career paths that are in demand. Now, we took a note of that. We actually noted that somewhere. The next thing we did was that was our analysis as a company here at 10Alytics. So we needed to get a global view. We needed to see if there's any, well-known body that will corroborate our story. So we took a look at the Future of Jobs report. And basically, the Future of Jobs report is made by the World Economic Forum, and it contains the opinion of 1,000 employers across different industries. Remember, from the job board analysis, we're able to figure out the career paths that are in demand currently. So we needed to corroborate that story, and we also needed to see which career paths are growing in demand. So the Future of Jobs report was our go-to. We took a look at that report, and it literally, showed us the career paths that will grow in demand, right? The career paths that will grow in demand. Remember, I said that it contains the opinion of 1,000 employers. And what they said was, okay, these are certain career paths that we'll be looking to hire for, in a long term. So it shows you that those career paths will grow in demand, right? So we took a look at that, and we actually noted down the career paths. Of course, we took out some of the career paths from the job board analysis that did not fit into the checklist of career paths that will grow in demand, right? Then we fully understand that for some of us looking to transition into tech on this call, apart from getting a job, we're immigrants in different regions, and we're literally looking to get sponsorship, pardon me. So for a place like the UK, we took a look at the eligible occupations for the skilled worker visa, and that literally contains the tech part or the roles that are eligible, for you to get a skilled worker visa with. So we took a look at that as well. For the US, we took a look at the job titles with highest H-1B acceptance rate. And for Canada, we took a look at the provincial nominee programs, okay, across different provinces. Now, after we did all of this, the job board analysis, the World Economic Forum validation, and the regional analysis, these are the career paths that we concluded on. So with these career paths, you're going to transition and you're assured that there's job security. What that means is you're done learning and you can get a job, you can find a job, and a job that will pay you well as well. Okay, a job that will pay you well. For some of us who are looking to get remote opportunities, that flexibility that makes us work from our home, right? So these career paths are career paths that will give you that. And what are the career paths basically? We have the business analyst, the data analyst, the data scientist, the agile project manager, the data engineer, the cybersecurity analyst, right? We have the HR analyst, the financial analyst, the DevOps engineers, the product designers, the GRC analyst, the LTech analyst, the LTech business analyst, the LTech agile project managers. So these are the career paths that you're certain that you can go into, and then you can easily get a job after learning. Not just any kind of job, but one that pays you well and then offers you flexibility. So for some of us on this call, I've been able to show you that, you really don't need a computer science degree to get a job in tech. And not all of these roles on my screen actually require you to code. So just stop and think right now, okay? Because this is big 2026. And in the tech space, people don't get hired because they studied computer science and stuff. They get hired to solve business problems. That's what employers will pay you for, actually. Can you help us solve problems? So if you're wondering, amongst all these career paths that I've just spoken to you about, which one of them will be best for you? What I want you to do is take a look at your current experience right now. Are you a teacher? Are you a nurse? Are you a banker? Are you into customer service, HR, operations, finance? If you take a look at this part, you'll find that there's already a pathway that matches your current experience, such that you're not throwing away the previous career that you currently are into, right? But rather you are building on it. Okay, so you're adding tech skills to it. So take a look at this, right? Ask yourself, okay, what do I do? What is my current experience? That way you're not throwing away your current experience, okay? And you can easily transition. All right. So I see a question. Can someone who doesn't like coding excel in full stack data science? No. So if you don't like coding, just consider data analytics or LTech analytics. All right, Angela, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so take a look at your current experience. Don't throw it away, rather build on it, reposition it. Because like I said, these careers will give you job security, career growth, flexibility, as well as high pay. Okay, now for some of us on this call, I'm very much aware that we have people on this call that have been trying to transition for the longest of times, right? We've been trying to get into tech. Okay, now here are mistakes that we found that most people keep making in a bid to transition into tech. The very first mistake is learning only from YouTube videos. Remember, I've talked to us about the importance of working on projects. You cannot just learn through YouTube videos where you can get stuck today and there's nobody to answer your question. Even if you drop a question under the comment of those YouTube videos, it will take a while before the person, the content creator, eventually answers your question. So if you're a newbie looking to get into the tech space, please don't make the mistake of learning from YouTube videos where you're just binge watching. You'd search, okay, how do I become a data analyst? Or how do I become a data scientist? You will see a lot of videos and then you save them in your playlist. Okay. And while you're watching one, you get confused, you move to the other one. So you just keep binge watching. And when you're stuck, there's literally nobody to ask you questions. You're setting yourself up for failure if that's the way you're choosing to get into tech. So this is one of the most common mistake, learning only from YouTube videos. The other is applying with a generic CV. So you're done getting the skill and then you want to apply it to different roles. Now, one thing with the tech space is I'm going to use data analytics, for example, because that's the career path that is a lot of us are conversant with. If you learn the skills required to be a data analyst, there are a lot of jobs you can apply for. Right. You're not just focused on data analytics roles alone. You hear of niche down roles, LTech analyst, information analyst, business intelligence analyst. Now, these are roles you can apply for after learning. But the mistake some of us make is the same CV we used to apply for LTech analyst role. It's the same CV we used to apply for marketing analyst role. It is the tech space, right? What you want to do is not apply with a generic CV because there's something called the applicant tracking system. And what it does is to, just juxtapose your CV against certain keywords because you see that job that you're looking to apply for, okay? That job you're looking to apply for, it has certain keywords that the applicant tracking system is looking out for. And if you use a generic CV and your CV doesn't carry the right keyword, your CV is going to get flung into the trash before a human before the employer even gets the chance to see the CV. So you don't want to make the mistake of applying with the generic CV. Okay? Now, another mistake is some of us try to apply to jobs without portfolio or projects. Okay, without portfolio or project. Now think about it. Imagine you've just built this house and you need electricians to come wire the house, and you try to choose between two persons. The first person tells you that, oh, I have a degree in electrical engineering. I can literally help wire this house. And then you find the other person telling you that these are like houses. They show you 10 houses that they've been able to wire successfully. Which of them would you go for? Is it the person with just a degree, okay, that tells you that I have a degree in electrical engineering, or the person with experience wiring 10 houses? Let me know in the chat. Which of them would you go for? Okay, is it the first person that has just a degree in electrical engineering, or the second person that has experience wiring 10 houses? Okay, please just let me know in the chat. I'm looking forward to your responses. All right, let me know in the chat. Absolutely. Chris says the second person. Certainly. That applies to the tech space. You don't want to apply to the tech space without a proof of your knowledge, without proof of experience. And that is the big mistake most of us keep making. Okay. These recruiters want proof. They want to see that this person has done this thing before, because it assures them that you can do it for them and even do more. So you don't want to make the mistake of having no portfolios or projects, okay? And then most importantly, work experience. Like I said, even in entry-level roles, they would still require you to have work experiences. So how do you literally bridge this gap? These employers want, if you're in the UK, they want to see UK-based experience. If you're in Canada, they want to see Canadian experience. If you're in the US, they want to see US-based experience on your CV. So how do you literally navigate that? Okay, it's the tech space, remember? They want you to have experience, okay? And the second is, the last mistake is no professional mentor or reference. You're trying to transition into a space. There's nobody that you're, literally going to ask questions. There's nobody to mentor you. That's a mistake you don't want to be making in 2026, because there are people that have walked the talk. There are people that have literally gotten jobs in that path that you want to veer into. So you have to ensure that there's a mentor, somebody there to guide you. So with all these mistakes, how does 10Alytics solve every single one of them? The mistake of no work experience, the mistake of, just watching YouTube videos alone. So here at 10Alytics, just the same way you saw on this call today, we're literally teaching you in a project-based environment, because we fully understand that majority of us looking to transition are beginners, absolute beginners. And even in entry-level roles, they would require you to have experience. So what we've done here at 10Alytics is to make sure that through every step of the way, you are learning by doing, because that way it sticks. If you're learning by doing, whatever you're learning sticks better to your head. Okay? Now, when you go to interviews, they would also ask you, tell me one time you did this, one time you did that. It is the project that you worked on that you would actually remember. It is the project that would help you build confidence. So here at 10Alytics, you're going through a project-based learning environment, and you get over 15 plus real-world projects. So you're basically learning by doing, gaining confidence, gaining the experience. All right. And we also actually have this CV tailoring and LinkedIn optimization. Okay, so we understand that, your CV, which is the document that goes into the room before you do, has to be properly optimized. So here at 10Alytics, we help you rewrite your CV to beat the applicant tracking system. And we also teach you how to tailor your CV. So what we do is we teach you quite all right, and we help you do it. So that way, you're not solely dependent on 10Alytics. So we'll revamp your CV, okay? And then we will still teach you so that we don't just teach you, give you fish to eat, right? But we also teach you how to fish. That way you're confident. That way you're not dependent. All right. So here at 10Alytics, you get a standard CV tailoring and LinkedIn optimization session. Then we teach you how to build a portfolio. That's your proof of knowledge, okay? We teach you how to build a portfolio, all right? All the projects that you've worked on, they are what gets into your portfolio to show employers the experience that you have. Then you also get a 2-month internship, okay? So employers will not just hire you for the technical skills alone. They want to see that you have the soft skills. They want to see that you have experience working in a team. You know how to collaborate, right? If possible, you've led a team and all of that. So the 2-month internship experience at 10Alytics gives you the opportunity to work on projects with a team. Okay, so as to help you build the soft skills, communication, problem solving, collaboration, and all of that. So you get a 2-month internship and it's completely remote as well. Now, the company you'll be doing your internship with, this speaks to work experience. For those of us that are wondering, okay, so after learning, how do I gain the work experience on my CV? I just found the question exactly. iPad, how do you go about the experience part? So for the experience, remember, first of all, the project, the portfolio, then the experience you need to showcase on your CV. Here's how it works. Now, remember, your learning is done with 10Alytics, and you're learning by doing. You're learning by working on projects. You're learning by gaining experience. So first of all, on your CV, you get to have 10Alytics as part of your work experiences. And guess what? The job description underneath it is not formulated at all. They are the projects that you worked on while you were learning and the impact of the project. So that way, if anybody wakes you up, oh, you said you were, and the way it appears on your CV, just so I mentioned this, is it shows that you're a consultant. So if you decide to do data science, on your CV, it shows that you're a data science consultant with 10Alytics. So if anybody wakes you up, or you say that you're a data science consultant with 10Alytics, tell me, what you did. Tell me one time you built a model and stuff. You will remember the projects that you worked on and you're able to speak from experience. So that's one way that our students go about the work experience. Number one, the experience from 10Alytics. Remember, the job description is the project that you worked on, right? And the impact of these projects. So you can defend that any day, anytime, right? Then second work experience is the company you'll be doing your internship with, which is Amdari. Now, that company, it's also remote. So you're working on projects. Of course, it's an internship. So you're able to have them as your second work experience. 10Alytics is a company that is registered in Canada. The company you are doing your internship with is a company that is registered in the UK. So for those of us in Canada, for those of us in the UK, it takes care of employers that would want you to have Canadian experience. It takes care of that. UK-based experience, it takes care of that, okay? And 10Alytics is accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So all your experiences are very relevant and it applies to the US market. Okay, so you see how to go about the experience part. All right, now Here at 10Alytics, you also get weekly mentorship. Now, with mentorship, a journey that was supposed to take you 2 years now takes you 6 months. You can see Ikmat saying that she got a job 3 months after learning, okay, 3 months into the course, but she couldn't take the job because she was a student at the time and she was only eligible to work 20 hours. 3 months after, she got 2 jobs with sponsorship. That is what mentorship does to you. It shortens the duration or the length of the time that it will take for a random person to transition. Okay, so here at 10Alytics, you get a weekly mentorship session. You get to hear from people that have gotten jobs. You get to hear from global employers, global recruiters. Okay, and then when you have an interview coming up, you're not walking that talk alone. So let's say that you have your CV properly tailored. I've met people with very good CVs. Oh, with the advent of AI, a lot of people know how to tailor their CVs very well. But when it comes to the interview, okay, tell me the experiences you have on your CV, the practical experience, that's where they miss it. They're unable to defend what they have on their CV. So how does it work here at 10Alytics? How it works is when you have an interview coming up, you go through an interview preparation session where a one-on-one preparation session. So let's take, for example, I'm just going to use somebody's name in the chat. So I see that Adeyemi actually responded to my question earlier. Now, imagine Adeyemi as an interview coming up as let's say, a data engineer, right? And they just learned, they're confident, and they have interview coming up. What we do here at 10Alytics is we'll get Adeyemi's CV, right? Then we would also get information on the company that they applied to. So we do our findings. We have experts for that. They'll do their findings, take a look at your CV, and they'll prepare the questions that you're likely to get. Okay. Now, after preparing the question, Adeyemi is going to get a one-on-one session with an expert that will sit with Adeyemi on a call and then literally prepare Adeyemi. They will grill Adeyemi, with those questions, of course, and correct Adeyemi. If you have an interview coming up, if you have 200 interviews, 10Alytics is willing to prepare you 400 times, and you're not chasing anybody to get prepared for that interview. And of course, we're able to provide you with reference letters, okay? Because you have 2 work experiences on your CV, 10Alytics and Dari. Employers would naturally reach back to both companies to provide you with reference letters to vouch for you, right? So we're able to provide you with reference letters and on-the-job support as well. So we understand that sometimes you get a job and, you would need to be handheld. You need that extra support. It's available here at 10Alytics, okay? So basically, this is how you get to stand out from the CV review and revamp where we highlight your strengths to the LinkedIn optimization. These days, a lot of people get hired through LinkedIn. How do they do it? Their profiles are properly optimized. It carries the right keyword. So we optimize your LinkedIn profile and then we teach you how to optimize it as well. Then we also teach you how to apply to jobs. Okay, we teach you how to apply to jobs and provide jobs that you can apply to. Now, these are the ways that you stand out here at 10Alytics. If you're learning through YouTube, through Udemy, through Coursera, or even some training platforms, a lot of people come to me and they complain about the way they've been burnt a lot of times from training platforms. But here at 10Alytics, every single thing that you have here, we keep to our word. And guess what? It's a lifetime access to 10Alytics. All right. So basically, this is how you get to stand out. And I know that some of us are eager to know, okay, so how long will this take? Okay, how long will this take? So Babatunde, we're wrapping up in a bit. All right. So just bear with us. The next 10 minutes or so will be wrapping up. Okay. So some of us are wondering, how long would this take? Now, here at 10Alytics, we've built the classes and the learning duration around, your current schedule. So you get 6 months of learning here at 10Alytics, and then you get 2 months of internship. Okay, so the learning duration is 6 months, and then you also get 2 months of internship. Now, I see some questions in the chat. How do I do this with my current schedule? Okay, how do I manage this? I work full time. So do most of our students. So we have a lot of students here here at Analytics that work full time. Some people would say, I have children. So do most of our students as well. You can see ICMAT as well. Some other people say, I am busy. We designed this program for busy people, because a lot of the people looking to transition are with analytics, they have quite busy schedules, family, work, and still trying to upskill. So we've built the entire 8 months around your existing schedule. So I will quickly break this down. Now, remember, Damilola, yes, it applies as well in North America. So we're going to talk about it as well. Okay, just take a look at my screen. So here at Analytics, remember 6 months of learning and 2 months of internship. So your learning is done on Saturdays, the live classes, I mean, where you get to meet the instructor. They are teaching you, the teacher is teaching you, asking you questions. You can see them in real time. That happens on Saturday, right? But it's 2 Saturdays in a month. This is built around your existing schedule. So you get to come to a live class 2 Saturdays in a month, not every week. Okay, and the classes are for 3 hours. Each live class, 2 Saturdays in a month, 3 hours. Now, when it comes to the class schedule, Daniela, please pay attention here. So we have the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time class, right? This is best for people in Europe, UK, Africa, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., right? That's the class you get. Then we have the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class. So I know that Mountain Time is ahead of Eastern Time by 1 hour, Dami. So for Dami, this will be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, right? So you have the 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. class, okay? Now, even if I've said that the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time is for people in Europe, UK, Africa, and the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class, okay, 2 hours ahead, Dami. So just do 11 minus 2, that's 9, right? 9 to 12, 9 to 12 in the morning, Dami Lola. Okay, so now, I've said that the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time class is for people in Europe, UK, Africa. And then the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class is for people in North America. You're not bound by this. What that means is, just in case you're in the UK and you work in the mornings, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., right? You work in the mornings, you cannot attend the morning class. You can still attend the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class, because this will be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time, right? This will be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time. Okay, so you can choose to attend the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class. For those of us in North America, we can also choose to attend the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time class. All right, we can choose to attend that as well. Okay, so you basically just pick the one that works best for your schedule, and then you get to attend. All right. So Dami, I'm talking about the Mountain Time class. So it could be, yeah, 1 p.m. for you. Yeah, 1 to 4 p.m., right? 3 hours. Yeah, that's 1 to 4 p.m. Okay. So I see a question from Angela. Okay, Angela, please just reach out to this. My colleague is going to pick it up from there, but just reach out to this email and state that you want to switch, and then of course we'll be able to switch. Okay, so let's go ahead with the training. So you have the class time, you get to pick the one that works best with your schedule, right? And then guess what? Every single session is recorded. So for those of us that may not be able to attend, right? For those of us that may not be able to attend, all the classes are recorded so that if you miss any class, if the morning one doesn't work for you, you attend the evening one. If that doesn't work for you, the classes are recorded so that you can always go through, right? And this is how we've built the classes around your schedule. Okay, so I'm going to answer your questions. Just keep them coming in the chat. All right, I'm going to answer your question. Now, apart from the live classes, you also are learning every other day of the week, because the Saturdays live classes, 2 Saturdays in the month, will not be enough for you to transition. So you're learning every other day of the week, Monday to Friday, but you get to decide when you want to learn. So on Monday, we've provided videos that have been broken down into bits. What they're called Watch Me Do It videos. So on Monday, you decide to do 1 hour every day, any time of the day, and you're good to go. Right? Any time of the day, and you're good to go. So on Monday, it could be 4 a.m., 5 a.m. You just need to walk through your projects for 1 hour. On Monday, you walk through. Tuesday, you walk through. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you're still learning every other day of the week, but you're doing that at your desired time. You're doing that at your convenience. You choose when you want to learn. Now, the classes, the videos are all practical. You'll be working on projects almost throughout the course. So let's imagine that on Monday, you've done your 1 hour, you've gone through the project, but you are stuck. You have questions to ask. Does that mean that you have to wait till the next live class before you ask your questions? No. So we have mini classes during the week, right? They are called drop-in session. So just imagine that 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., you've gone through your videos, your projects, you've worked on your projects, but you're stuck, right? Imagine that you're stuck. Now, all you have to do is just book for that drop-in session during the week, and you'd have the teacher come on the live call to answer your questions so that you can go ahead with your learning. So in as much as you're doing, 1 hour every day from Monday to Friday, you still have access to the instructor so that you can ask your questions. Then we have the mentorship sessions. The mentorship sessions happen on Thursday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time and 10 p.m. UK time. On Thursdays, that's when you have the mentorship sessions. So you can see that the whole schedule, right, is built around what you have at the moment, right? So I see some questions. Angela, the class is starting. It depends on the cohort you registered for. All right. So which course do you advise I remove? Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Renee is asking, please, what time in USA is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time? So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time, if you're using Mountain Time, which is 7 hours behind, that will be 4 a.m., right? 4 to 7. Okay, Renee, if you're using Mountain Time. If it's 5 hours behind, just do 11 minus 5. That's 6, right? 6 to 9 a.m. I hope that answers your question. When are we teaching how to build portfolio? When you've worked on projects, all right? Babatunde is asking, what about Canada time? In Canada, they still use Mountain Time. So you just need to know, okay, am I 5 hours? You have the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class, right? So if you're using Mountain Time, the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you're using Eastern Time, it will be 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Babatunde. I hope that answers your question. So Mountain Time, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, you have 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. All right. So all of the schedule, is built, the classes, the 8 months is built around your existing schedule where you can learn at your pace. And then you have live classes. You're able to book for a mini class during the week as well. All right. So I'm going to play one last testimonial before we end the session. And this is from somebody that is in Canada at the moment. So she moved to Canada. She became a carer. But just like most of us on this call, she knew that she was made for a lot more. She was doing the job at the time, just to pay the bills and survive. But what she did was to get into tech, and The story is so fantastic because from a carer, she was able to land a job as a business analyst with the government of Aberdeen, and she became a supervisor, right? She had junior team members working under her. This is the power of projects, the power of mentorship, right? The power of, standing out with 10Alytics. So I'm quickly going to just play a testimony.
Hi guys,
So that we can literally just hear before we bring the session to a close.
my name is Abigail Gaga and I want to talk about my journey with 10Alytics and how it has helped me to ace my interview and eventually land that dream job that we always wanted. So my training with 10Alytics has transformed my career as a business analyst. They have coached me really well, thoroughly, with hands-on projects, and the instructors are usually super awesome. Topics that are covered are usually real life experience with a hands-on project where you do as a team, where you do as individual. There's always a one-on-one session if you want. Interview preparation, they use real life experience, they coach you on interview, and they tell you what you are doing right and what you are doing wrong and where you need to improve and where you are perfect, and all of that. I'm recommending 10Alytics to all my friends, to anyone watching this video. Please don't think about it twice when you just try and attend one of the sessions. It will open your mind, it will give you more ideas on what it is all about. Don't be scared. It was working with 10Alytics that gave me the confidence to apply for some job roles that I naturally wouldn't apply, because I feel those job roles are usually too big for me. Like, the name sounds so big, and 10Alytics makes me understand that you can do it as a business analyst. We all got the idea. So I am 100% recommending 10Alytics to anyone that has thought about being a business analyst, a data analyst, or all the analysts that they coach you on. You won't have regret in it. You will come to thank me later. I am happy I joined the 10Alytics. They help you develop your user stories on how to use scenario, on how to use real life experience to answer your interview questions, which is usually what helps you to ace your interview. I am so happy I joined 10Alytics, and I wouldn't have been where I am today without the coaching and help of 10Alytics. I personally would want to thank the coordinator. He's very good at doing his job. His name is Ubong. Please disturb Ubong on everything you need. Like, he's always there 100%. Any time of the day you call him, he picks. It doesn't matter he's sleeping 2 a.m., 1 a.m. I am really recommending 10Alytics. So guys, join 10Alytics and you won't regret it. And 10Alytics, I personally want to thank you for training me, for building my confidence, and for helping me to understand that there's a BA in every one of us.
Absolutely. So that's just Abigail, okay, that moved from being a care worker, to a business analyst at the government of Alberta. Now, she mentioned coordinator, because we understand that this course is completely online. So what we've done is to ensure that you have accountability partners through every step of the journey. They are called coordinators, people to check on you. If you happen to be busy, there's just somebody keeping you up to date always, somebody encouraging you. And you can hear her talk about the interview preparation, the project, every single thing that we've talked about today, right? So right now, if you're on this call and you're looking to transition, I'll urge you to take Abigail's recommendation, which will be for you to join our next cohort, which begins on the 8th of August. It's this Saturday. So if you're thinking, okay, I want to, get a better job in tech, and I'm looking to give myself 4 months or even 6 months, you would have to start as soon as possible. And we have a cohort coming up on the 8th of August. It's this Saturday already. And you know that the earlier, the better. So if you're looking to join our August cohort, what would it cost you to join this August cohort? Now, the cost of the training here at 10Alytics, the standard cost of every single training is $1,250 US. All right, that's the cost of the training. And for the August cohorts, we have an early bird discount ongoing. So with this early bird discount, you get to pay $1,000 instead of 1,250 US dollars, and you can pay that as many as 5 times. So we're giving you a discount, and then we're giving you installment plan. Now, if you're looking to start in August, registration ends today. Right? So with this registration, you're able to pay $1,000. And if you want to pay in installment, what you need is just 200 US dollars to get started. All right, $200 to get started. And I only have 5 slots before registration ends today, because you need to get into class by tomorrow. You need to download the tools, and you need to get prepped ahead of Saturday. So I only have 5 slots that we can take right here on this call. So if you're interested in getting started, if you want to start in August, if you want to transition into tech, my colleagues are dropping the link in the chat, right? The registration link in the chat. So what I would do right now is I'm going to walk you through how to register. That's if you're interested in the discount and you want to start learning as soon as possible. And I also have more for those of us on this call. So immediately you click the link that my colleagues have put in the chat. Immediately you click on it, you get to see this transform your career. So if you're using your phone, just listen to the sound of my voice. All right, listen to the sound of my voice if you're using your phone. So click on the link, and when you do that, you're going to see transform your career. What you want to do is scroll down, right? Just scroll down, and then you'd see the different courses that we have. So some of us came to this call fully aware of the course that we want to get into, while some of us were quite unsure, but we want to get started and we're interested in the discount. Now I have something extra for you. So if you're quite unsure, just go ahead to pick the course that sounds more like it for you right now. If you want to take advantage of the discount, go ahead, pick the course that sounds more like it for you, right? And register. I'm going to have our career experts here at 10Alytics reach out to you for a one-on-one conversation. So they're going to sit with you, these career experts, they will sit with you and you'd share your experience with them. And if the course you picked is not the best one for you, we're going to switch it. Just like Angela, that is about switching a course from data science to data analytics. So we're going to switch it with no extra cost. All right. So just go ahead, pick the course that sounds more like it's to you. Could be data analytics. I'm going to use data analytics for this example. Now, when you see data analytics, you're going to see enroll now. All right. You're going to see enroll now. So just click on enroll now. Now, when you do that, it's going to open up this page to you. Just let it load up because it will verify your browser, and then it's going to load up this page. So when it loads up this page, just let it load up. You're going to see a second enroll now, right? As soon as the page is loaded, you're going to see a second enroll now. Now, when you see that enroll now, let's just wait for this to load up. I guess it's still verifying the browser. All right. It's still verifying the browser. Let's just wait for this to load up. Fantastic. So as soon as it's loaded, just scroll down a bit again and look for the second enroll now. Now click on that. So when you click on that, it's going to verify the browser and prompt you to create an account. So just listen to the sound of my voice at this point. If you're using your phone, you're going to see create an account. The first option you would see is Google, right? So what I want, in case you see failed to verify your browser, just refresh again, right? Now, you're going to see Google. That's the first thing you would see. Now, when you see Google, what you want to do is click on continue with Google, because Google already has your information. So when you click on continue with Google, it's going to fill up all of the, information, so you don't have to type in manually. All right. So it's going to fill up the information so you don't have to type in manually. Now, as soon as you're done signing up, okay, as soon as you're done signing up, what you want to do is you would see confirm your enrollment. So let's just give this some time. Okay, I'm going to open up a new page. so that we can walk through the verification part again. Okay, so as soon as you're done going through with the continue with Google, it fills up your records. You're going to see confirm your enrollment. Now, once you see confirm your enrollment, you'd see two cohorts available. So you see the August cohort and then you'd see the September cohort. So even if you think that, oh, August is too soon, I really have a lot to do this month, there's more for you. And that's because we've opened up the discounts to the September class as well. So what that means is you can register ahead of the September class. Okay, so you want to take advantage of the discount, you want to register ahead so that you can pay less, you get to save more money. You can also pick the September class. Okay, so just go ahead, pick the September class. I'm trying to work on this verification, so just give me a moment. But if you're doing it, just follow the sound of my voice. So if you want to start in September, go ahead and pick the September class. So what you're doing by picking the September class is you're getting to, take advantage of the discount. You're getting to save more and you will still start your class in September. So this is exactly what you would see. You'd see register with Google. So click on Google. It's going to fill up your details. I already have an account, so I'm just going to click on login. Right? So when I click on login, I'm going to log in and then you get to see the confirm your enrollment page. All right. So you get to see the confirm your enrollment. Exactly. So this is what you would see. You would see the August class and then you'd see the September class. So like I said, if August is too soon, pick the September class. All right. If August is too soon, pick the September class if that works for you on this call. Now scroll down after picking the class that works for you and you would see choose your payment plan. So we have a pay once option, we have a 2 installment option, a 5 installment option as well. Really flexible for you. Now, like I said, the original cost of the training is $1,250 US. But if you want to take advantage of the discount. Remember, I have just 5 slots, 5 people on this call is all I need, right? And registration closes. Now, if you want to pay once, you get to pay $950 instead of $1,250 US, right? And then you also have the 2 installments plan. So with the 2 installments, you get to pay a total of $1,000, but you're now paying that in 2 installments. What that means is what you need on this call to register is $500. That's what you need on this call. And then the second month, you'll be able to complete the payment. Then we have the 5 installments. So the 5 installments lets you pay a total of $1,000, but you can pay that in 5 installments. So you split it into 2 and you get to pay $500 $200, pardon me, every month. Right? Split it into 5, you get to pay $200 every month. So what you need on this call, if you want to go for the 5 installments, is $200. The second month, you pay $200. By the 5th month, you'd complete the payment. Now, it's a 6-month learning journey. Imagine you're still making payments by the 5th month. So you're literally seeing what you're paying for every month. You're seeing the value that you're getting. Then we have the most flexible option, and that's the bi-weekly option. So with the bi-weekly option, you get to pay a total of $1,200 US, right? But you pay that across 12 payments. So you pay it 12 times. So what that means is with this bi-weekly, you need $100 every 2 weeks. So if you pay $100 today, in 2 weeks' time, you pay another $100. So with the bi-weekly, you would be completing the payment in 6 months. Right? And then you get to pay a total of $1,200. Now, for the 5 people that will be registering on this call, you get the priority CV and LinkedIn optimization. I'll explain what that means. Usually, we have a LinkedIn and CV review for everybody. But for people that will not be registering on this call, that happens 2 months into the program. So 2 months in, that's when we start to work on your CV. But if you register on this call, right, you get your CV reviewed and revamped within 10 working days from today. Right? Then you get access to immediate mentorship. So your mentorship starts, next Thursday, right? And then you get access to the founder circle as well. If you're in the UK and you're considering the UK Global Talent Visa, you also get that session, right? So this is for people that are interested in paying on this call, just 5 persons. Now, when you pick the payment plan that works for you, scroll down. Check the box that says, I confirm my information is correct, and I've read the terms and conditions, and go ahead to click on pay now. You'll be prompted to put in your card details and you're good to go. Remember, I just need 5 persons and registration is over with the discount. Okay, so at this point, we're going to take questions now. Okay, so if you have questions at this point, please leave your questions in the chat. Right? Please leave your questions in the chat. So Daniel says, I want to go for full stack data science. So just pick the full stack data science and then go through with the registration process. You can go with the 5 installments. It lets you pay $200, or you can go with the bi-weekly. That lets you pay $100. Now, if you're on this call and you're currently in the UK, there's a currency selector, so you can change it to pounds. So I've changed it to pounds right now. And with the 2 installments, with the 5 installments, you need £150 to register, right? £150. By the 5th month, you'd have completed the payments. Okay. So, yeah, Daniel, so you can just easily change the currency selector to pounds. If you want to go for the bi-weekly payments, you need £74.58 on this call, right? So just pick the currency. Okay, you're considering the Global Talent Visa. All right, so just go ahead, register. We're going to have this exclusive Global Talent Visa session with people that were able to go through that route successfully. We're going to talk about the requirements, how 10Alytics can support you as well. All right, so just go ahead. If you have questions, please go ahead and ask. So iPhone is asking, I have 5 years experience in Nigeria customer service. What course will you advise I go for? I'm in the UK. So with your experience as a customer service representative, it means that just respond in the chat, iPhone. It means that communication is something you enjoy doing, right? Communication is one skill that you have, right? Just leave that in the chat. Communication, documentation as well, right? Escalating problems. You have stakeholders, line managers that you reach out to. These are skills that you have, right? Okay, fantastic. Now, these are skills that you have. There's a career path for you in tech, and the career path that suits you best will be the business analyst career path, right? The business analyst career path, because this is where you need your communication skill, your documentation, your escalation, your stakeholder management, managing customers, right? You need all of these skills. So go ahead, pick the business analyst course, right? So the business analyst would suit you best. You get to learn project management as well, business analysis, and a bit of data analytics in the business analysis course, and it's in demand in the UK. I hope that makes sense to you. So with the skills you have, the best one for you to go for is the business analysis course, iPhone. iPad is asking, I'm a healthcare support worker, but want to transition. What role would you suggest? Quick question. Quick question. iPad. Okay. So iPad, would you consider yourself as somebody that likes to communicate, communication is something you're interested in a whole lot, right? You like to lead a team if possible. You're always thinking, how can I make this thing work better? Or you will consider yourself as somebody that likes to be at the background. You're introverted. You like to be at the background. You like to work with your tools and let your results speak for you. Which of these would suit you? Is it the extroverts that like communicating, leading a team if possible, thinking, how can I make this thing better? Or the introvert that likes to work at the background, let their results speak for them? iPad, just let me know in the chat. Okay, let me know. While I'm waiting for your response, I'm going to answer Renee's question. Is there any certification requirement for job hiring? So, Renee, no. To get that job in the tech space, what you need, just don't take my word for it. Go to any tech role. What is the role you're interested in? Check for an opening in that role, and you would see the requirement. You would see that they want you to have experience. These employers are big on experience. So to get that first job in tech, you don't need a certification. You need experience. You need a portfolio. Now, as you climb up the ladder, you want to take on more senior roles. That's when you can start considering certification. But for a start, you need to get your hands dirty. You need to build that confidence. You need that experience. Renee, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so iPad, you're the introvert. Do you like coding? Have you ever heard of coding? Is that something you're interested in? Okay, so the best path you want to consider without coding in demand in the UK, if sponsorship is something you're looking to get, it's to give you that. That's the data analytics course, right? That's the best course for you right now. Because with data analytics, you're basically analyzing your data. You're helping the organization make better decisions. Now, one thing to decide if it's the data analytics or the health tech analytics is, since you're currently in the health sector, would you want to remain in the health sector, iPad? Just let me know in the chat. Would you want to remain in the health sector? Okay, so pick the health tech analytics course. The health tech analyst course. That's the one you would pick because that lets you build on your healthcare experience and you are adding data analytics to that. Okay, so Daniel, for the data science, do I need to be good in Python before registering? No, that's where we come in, right? Our job is to teach you right from the very scratch, okay? The program is beginner friendly. We assume that every single person coming to learn here at 10Alytics is an absolute novice. So that helped us structure the curriculum in such a way that you are learning from the very beginning. Daniel, I hope that answers that part of your question. Now, when it comes to the class arrangement, just let me know if I'm answering your question, okay? iPad, let me know if I've been able to suggest the best path for you. Renee, also let me know if I answered your question as well. All right. Now, Daniel, this is the class arrangement here on my slide. You have live classes on Saturdays. The classes are for 3 hours. For you in the UK, you have two class options to pick from, the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. class or the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. class. If you work in the mornings, you can pick the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you work in the evenings, you can pick the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you're only attending one, the one that works best with your schedule for 3 hours. And the classes are every other Saturday. Now, we understand how it can be with your schedule. That's why we also ensure that every single class is recorded so that you can go through, at your convenience. Then for Monday to Friday, you have the self-paced as well, where you're doing 1 hour every day. And whenever you have a question, you're not waiting till the live class before you ask your question. What you're doing, so let's say today is Wednesday, I've gone through my videos, I have a question. I will immediately book for a mini class with the instructor. I can ask my questions, get my questions answered, and I'm good to go. All right, Daniel. I hope this explains the class arrangement to you. So I see more questions. Please just let me know in the chat. if it explains that. Angela is asking, does business analytics involve coding? Business analysis, no. Angela, it doesn't involve coding. Gift Emeka is asking, can one also delve into different training and it will be added fee? So I'm guessing, just let me know if I answer your question, Gift. So I'm guessing, okay, you're asking if I pick one today, let's say I pick data analytics and I have a change of mind after I've had the one-on-one session with the career coach. Can I switch to another course? Absolutely, yes, at no extra cost. So you're able to switch to another course after speaking to the career coach and you're not paying anything. I hope that answers your question, Gift. Did I assume correctly? Just let me know. Daniel says, I work in some Saturdays. Daniel, are you working this Saturday? Let me know in the chat. Are you working this Saturday? Gift, let me know if that answers your question. Okay, so if you're working this Saturday, okay, what we've done, you close by 8 p.m. When do you start work? When do you start work? What time? I mean, 8 a.m. Okay, so you have 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So what we've done, like I said, for people in your case is we've ensured that the classes are recorded so that you can always catch up with the recording. And you have the mini classes during the week where you can book for a class and you get your questions answered. So that's one step we've taken to ensure that you're not missing out at all. And it's just 2 Saturdays in a month, remember. So the other days, Mondays to Saturdays, you can still do 1 hour every day and you're good to go, Daniel. I hope that answers your question. Gift is asking, no, I don't mean a change of mind. I mean opting for two different courses. So yes, what I would suggest, Gift, is start with one, complete it, get a job before you can do another one. Because that way you're not falling into the loop of endless learning. So you want to learn, get a job before you do another one. And you cannot take two courses concurrently at the same time. That's because the classes are running at the same time. And you cannot possibly divide yourself into two. You cannot be here and there. So I'll advise that you start with one. Okay. Donald is asking, I'm in the US. I've signed up for what days and time are the live classes? So for Donald, are you using Mountain Time or Eastern Time? Please let me know in the chat. EST. Okay, so for EST, you have two options, right? You have the 6 a.m., very early in the morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. class. That's one option. Now, if that is too early on Saturday, you have the 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. class. So you're picking one, right? That works best with your schedule. It could be the 6 a.m. or the 1 p.m., Donald, and it's 2 Saturdays in a month. So the way we've arranged the classes built around your existing schedule, if you're unable to attend a class, the classes are recorded. You have the accountability partners, the coordinators that are there to ensure that you're able to catch up with the recording and you can book for that mini class whenever you have a question. So iPad is asking, yes, you have, but I did a project management certification in Prince 2. How can I add this to my qualifications? And does it help with the health analytics role? So iPad, while project management is not directly related to data analytics, what you can do is if you start with health tech analytics, seeing that you're introverted, you can begin to consider leadership roles in data analytics as well. And that way, it becomes handy. Leadership roles, project roles as well, right? And that can add up to your qualifications. I hope that answers your question. Please let me know if I'm answering your question. Benny is asking, for the health tech business, is it a total division from health field? I did public health and still want to remain in the health field, pardon me. So Benny, no, it's not a deviation. I'm assuming you mean, is it a total deviation? right? It's not a deviation at all from the health field. Is you applying business analysis to the health sector. So you have a degree in public health. So you are building on that experience that you have as a health tech business analyst. You're adding tech tools to it, right? Draw.io, Excel, SQL, and all of that. And the jobs that will provide for you to apply for will be solely business analysis role in the health sector, right? So for you, it's a done deal. Health tech business analysis is not a deviation at all. You're building on your existing knowledge, remaining in the health field, Benny. I hope that answers your question. Daniel, I also hope okay, Renee is asking, I really need to understand the difference between data analytics and health tech course. I'll answer that question, Renee. Now, see the data analyst as a general data analyst that can work on any type of data. If you give the general data analyst a healthcare data, they can work on it. A marketing data, they can work on it. A product data, they can work on it. A sales data, they can work on it, right? That is the general data analyst. The health tech analyst is a data analyst that has decided to niche down to the health sector. So all the data you are focused on analyzing, your job is in the health sector. You're still a data analyst, but you're applying that solely to the health sector. I hope this makes sense to you, Renee. iPad says, how if I don't mind communicating and leadership role, then you want to try the business analysis role, iPad. I hope that answers your question. Fastest transition, business analysis, right? It was because you said, you're introverted. The business analysis, the way the curriculum is structured, you still get more opportunities there. Business analyst opportunities, data analyst opportunities, and project management opportunities. So the business analyst gives you more option. You can transition really fast. That's if you're open to learning how to communicate and leadership roles. So you can go for the business analyst course, iPad. Renee is asking, I'm asking because I'm in healthcare sector. So please just go for the health tech analytics course, not the data analytics one, because that way you get to apply that to the health sector. And they're still the same tools. So eventually, if you're tired of the health sector, you can still apply that knowledge to another sector, right? To energy sector, any other sector that you may be interested in, Renee. I hope that is clear, and I hope it answers your question. Okay, what UK time is it starting on Saturday? On Saturday, you have two UK time options, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So you pick one out of the both of them, Alfred. It could be the 11 a.m. one, it could be the 6 p.m. one. You just pick one that works best with your schedule. Donald is asking, are all classes done 2 Saturdays every month? I generally work on Saturdays in the US from 8 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. This might be a bit challenging for me. So, Donald, of course, we've had situations like this, right? We've had situations like this. That's the same thing I was telling Daniel as well. And that's why we've ensured that all the classes are recorded. So just 2 Saturdays in a month, the classes are recorded. When you're back from work, you can catch up with the recording and you can book for a mini class. So it's more like you're not missing out at all. Let's say you're back from work at 5 p.m. You rest for 2 hours, 7 to 8 p.m. or 7 to 9 p.m. You go through the recordings, right? And you literally learn as well. If you're stuck at any point, you're booking for a mini class, you're asking the instructor, I was going through, I couldn't attend the class. These are my questions. They will join a call with you, right? And you speak to them. So you're not missing out at all. You're still getting that one-on-one interaction with the instructor. You're still asking your question. And it's just 2 Saturdays every month, Donald. So Daniel is asking, what is the difference between data science and data analysis? So see the both of them as elder brothers, Daniel. I mean, as brothers, pardon me. The data analyst is the youngest brother. The data scientist is the older brother, right? Now, the data analyst does two types of analytics. That's descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics. What that means is once they get the data, these two things they want to help the company do. Number one, figure out what is happening with their data. Number two, study the patterns and, tell the company this is why this thing is happening and these are the steps you can take. That is the data analyst. Now, the data scientist performs three types of analytics. Descriptive, which is help the company understand what happened. Diagnostic, which is help the company understand why it happened, and then they take it a step further to do predictive analytics. So with predictive analytics, you can now predict future outcomes. You can tell the company this is what will likely happen in the future. So with this explanation, you get to see that the data scientist can do the job of a data analyst, but the data analyst cannot do the job of a data scientist. So you'd see that the data analytics is best for people that want to start easy, right? They want to get a job easy, start easy. They don't want to code. Now, there's a career progression. So they can decide to delve into data science much later and to be very easy, or they can decide to delve into BI developers and stuff like that, right? So I hope that answers your question, Daniel. Then Alfred is asking, what's the total duration of the training? It's 6 months of learning and 2 months of internship, Alfred. So when you ask, do you mean the time on Saturday? Each class is for 3 hours. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3 hours. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., 3 hours. But the entire duration is 6 months of learning and 2 months of internship. All right. So my colleague just buzzed me. We have only one slot left. So one slot and we're good to go. One slot left and we're off the score. So if you have questions, just keep them coming so that I can take your questions. Alfred, yes, the live classes, right? The live classes where you get to speak to the instructors, you get to ask them questions. It happens on Saturdays alone, 2 Saturdays. But this doesn't mean that you're not learning on other days of the week. So from Monday to Friday, you're expected to do 1 hour every day. So we'll be providing you with projects, with videos, with resources, so that on Monday, when you're back from work, any time of the day, you do 1 hour. Tuesday, 1 hour. Wednesday, 1 hour. Thursday, 1 hour. Friday, 1 hour. So you're still learning on other days of the week, but you have the power. You decide when you want to learn and where you want to learn. And if you have any questions while doing that, you can immediately book for that mini class. You ask the instructor your question and you're good to go. All right. Stella, hi Stella. I trust you have a couple of questions. Please go ahead and ask your questions. All right. Okay, Stella, if you've got some questions, just go ahead and I'm more than willing to answer every bit of your questions. Does the data science require basic or advanced Python? Advanced Python, because you see that predictive analytics, right? The one where you are building predictive models is Python. You used to do it, right? It's advanced Python, and we're basically teaching you from beginning to that advanced level so that you get to build your models. So just pick the one that is best for you and leave the rest to 10Alytics. Okay, our job will be to teach you from the very scratch. All right, so we're basically from how to download I don't know if you've heard of Jupyter Notebook, how to download that, how to use that, how to write your first code in Python, up until when you're confident enough to build these models. Okay, so if it's about the learning, just don't worry about that. 10Alytics has you covered, right? But if you're thinking, okay, why don't I just start easy, then you might want to just consider the data analytics one, Daniel. Right, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so we have just one more slot left and we're good to go. Daniel, I hope I was able to answer your question. If you have more questions, please keep them in the chat so that I can take your question. Okay, fantastic. So Daniel, have you been able to register now? Which of the courses did you register for? Remember, if you're quite unsure of which one to go for, just pick the one that works best for you now. After this call, a career expert is going to reach out to you and we're going to have this one-on-one conversation with you, right? One-on-one conversation with you, and you get to decide which one you want to go for, and we switch it, right? We switch it. Okay, so Daniel says I'm still confused. Okay, so I'm just gonna prompt you to unmute your mic. I guess I'll need to hear you speak. Daniel, I'm gonna ask you to unmute your mic now. Are you okay to unmute your mic? Are you still at work? Okay,
Okay.
all
Sila, yeah.
right.
Good
Okay.
evening.
Yeah, good evening. So you mentioned that you're still confused, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So which aspect is still confusing for you?
Because I was just thinking that the data science would just require the basic, not advanced coding, you know. Um, it's good.
Okay. No, you don't have to be worried. What I like to see tech as a means to the career path you're starting with. I like to see it as a
Mm,
means to an end, not the end itself. So you're
okay.
not stuck on one career path for a lifetime. I started with data analytics. I'm into data science now, right? So if you know that you're not very comfortable with coding just yet, we'll be teaching you from the scratch. But if it's something you're not very comfortable with, start with data analytics, get a job really fast. And there's that progression. So when you enter this space, you're now more comfortable with learning how to code, and it's now something you can easily, venture into. Of course, we'll be teaching you from the scratch.
Okay,
All right.
the thing there is that I studied um I did research in artificial
Okay.
intelligence. So I'm a bit used to a lot of things. And so I just
Uh-huh.
wanted to do this data science to have that, in UK, they always like that experience and those reference and every other thing before you can get the job here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking maybe, getting that one and then go through everything and then I can just and moreover self I'm even planning on applying for global talent visa in the future, maybe probably. When you get a
Okay.
job or maybe sponsorship and all those things. So I don't know if data analytics like they have job with sponsorship or whatever.
Absolutely. You saw ICMAT on my slide, right? So it was the data analytics that actually gave us sponsorship. So you definitely get jobs with sponsorship as well. But for you, I guess with data science, the core of your role is to build machine learning models.
Yes.
That
I
is the
know.
core thing. And there's no other way you can do it apart from writing codes. So you would write codes, but like I said, Analytics is there to teach you. A lot of the people that have gotten jobs, they started like yourself as well, And if you go with the data science, it's a win-win because you can choose to just focus on data analytics roles. If the data science part isn't forthcoming for you, you can choose to focus on data analytics roles, right? And then
Okay.
you still have the data science part. So I think the data science would be a win-win for you, okay?
Okay, that's
Because
what because
that,
the reason I'm asking is that okay, if data science, that means they will still teach those stuff like
data analysts
data
learns.
analytics and then yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Remember,
I
the
think I'll
data
go.
scientist can do what the data analyst does.
Uh,
So of course, you still
okay.
learn things that the data analyst will do in the
Okay.
data
Okay.
science course. Yeah. So just go for
It's all right.
the data science one.
Yeah, I'll go for the data science. I'll go for the data science.
Okay. All right. Are you looking to start in this Saturday, the 8th of August? Hi, Daniel. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. I think Daniel is muted. So Peter is asking, just give me a minute to maximize this so I see clearly. I have issues with my eyes. So if Benny, if you start with Tech business analyst, can one progress to take data science? Yes, it's tech. You're not stuck on one career path for a lifetime. You can always progress. The goal is for you to break into the space. Start with one that lets you do that easily, with one that builds on your experience, on your, personality, on your interest, right? That way it's easier to break into the space and then you can always upskill. Does data analytics offer skill improvement? No, Peter, it doesn't. That's why it's the younger brother of the data scientist. Okay. Alfred, except you're going to data analytics and you want to progress. How easy is it to get a job with the health data analytics certification? Alfred, what you are building on, right? What you're building on is experience, skills, and a portfolio. What we do to make the entire process easy is we teach you how to apply to jobs, Alfred. Then we provide these jobs for you. So you know how you have to go on multiple job platforms to look for a job. With 10Alytics, that doesn't happen because for us here, we took a look at we have access to the free job boards and then we paid to get access to premium roles as well so that we can provide you with multiple opportunities. Of course, we'll teach you how to apply and then you go ahead to apply right in one board, so you're not searching different boards. We've scraped the jobs, we've put them on one job board. Visa sponsorship role, contract role, remote role, your job will be to apply. Now, when you apply, you have the prep session, the interview prep session, you have the UK based experience to back your experience up and all of that. So it becomes easier for you to get a job. Okay, what role does a business analyst do? And do they get sponsored visa? Absolutely, Angela. So the business analyst is amongst the eligible occupations for the skilled worker visa, right? I'm assuming you're in the UK. If you're not, even in the US, it's among the job titles with highest H-1B acceptance rate. And if you're in Canada and you're looking to go through the provincial nominee programs, it's still part of those tech parts that you get sponsored with. So for the roles that a business analyst can apply for, I will show you. Okay, I will show you. So you have your process analyst. Just give me a minute to show you. So once you click on the business analyst role, just scroll down so you'd see these are some of the jobs you can apply to: business analyst, business data analyst, process analyst, business systems analyst, and the likes. So these are some roles you can apply for, Angela. Alfred, are there a lot of jobs present in the field currently? Absolutely, Alfred. Remember what we did, the job board analysis and the World Economic Forum to ensure that these jobs are presently in demand and they are growing in demand. So yes, there are jobs present in the field, Alfred. Gift is asking, please can you confirm after signing up response I got was email has already been taken. So what you want to do, Gift, is you want to click on login. So click on the link again. Let me share the link with you again, Gift. Click on the link again, Gift. I'm going to share the link. And I'll ask you to unmute so that when you click on it, you let me know what you can see. Okay? Let me ask you to unmute, Gift, so that you can let me know what you can see. Okay, so I've just asked you to unmute, Gift. Could you unmute your mic so that
Yeah, I've just done that now.
all right. I hope you're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, so click on that link again. What do you see?
Okay, I can just see a page having transform your career, talk to a career coach, take a career
Okay,
quiz, then
scroll
list
down.
of all the courses here.
Okay, which of the courses are you going for?
So I earlier selected the healthcare business analysis.
Okay, so scroll down, pick that again, then click on enroll now. You see the enroll now.
Yeah, I did exactly this.
Okay, yeah, I
And
just want
again,
us to talk through the process together.
okay.
Yeah, so when you click on the enroll now, what do you see?
It's a form, register with your details, name, email, phone number. I did exactly the
Do
same
you
thing.
see Google? Do you see Google?
Yeah.
The option. Click on Google, then what do you see?
Okay. Okay, my email address.
Okay. What
Choose
else
an
do you?
choose an account to continue to 10 analytics. Yeah,
Okay,
then
so pick
my
the email that you want to use.
okay. Okay. So Google
Okay.
allow 10 analytics to access this info about you. Okay.
Okay. So what do you see next?
Okay, the August cohort. Yeah.
Okay. So you can pick the August. Are you looking to start in August or September?
I'm looking at starting as soon as possible.
Okay. So just pick the August then.
Okay.
Which payment plan works best for you?
The instrumental payment.
The 5 monthly installments.
Yeah, if possible.
Okay. So just scroll down, click on the 5 monthly installments.
Okay.
Okay. So when you do that, just scroll down. You're going to see, I confirm that my information is correct. I've read the terms and conditions. Just check those boxes and click on pay now.
Okay.
Yeah, then you're good to go.
Okay.
You
I
can
think I
let
can.
me know when you're done. Yeah, you
Okay.
also have.
I can find my way from here now.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're welcome, Gift. All right. So, Angela, what's the difference between business analyst and data analyst? So the business analyst is that person that likes to think, how can I make this thing work better? Right? If a company is looking to expand, say they're existing in North America and they're looking to expand to Europe, it's the job of the business analyst to help them scale, to help them, expand their horizon basically to improve on existing processes so that it can accommodate that expansion, right? So the job of the business analyst is constantly thinking, how do I scale? How do I make this thing work better? How do I improve on this thing? While the data analyst is to take a look at data, right? The information that is collected on a daily basis, right? Their job is to take a look at it. Just imagine a store, a clothing shop, Angela, imagine this clothing shop down the street, right? And usually, every time you go to get something, there's a note, right? The storekeeper will just take down, okay, this is what she got, this is the quantity, this is how much she spent, and all of that. Every single person that visits that store, the storekeeper keeps a record. That is data. If you take a look at it, if the storekeeper hands you that record, it wouldn't really make sense to you, right? But sometimes the storekeeper doesn't know when do people, troop into this shop the most and all of that. It takes the data analyst to take a look at the records, the data, analyze it, and can now tell the shopkeeper, we make the most sales on Wednesday, right? So from that information alone, the shopkeeper knows that Wednesday is when we have more people trooping in, right? So we need to have all hands on deck. We need to stock up on what we sell. right? So that is the job of the data analyst, to take a look at the records, spot the patterns, and help the company make better decisions. While the business analyst is thinking, how do I improve on this existing process? For that shop, imagine they now, get really, really big and they're looking to, possibly own an e-commerce store online. It takes the business analyst to help them scale, to help them improve on their existing process. Okay, Angela, I hope that makes sense to you. So one person is big on communication, right? One person is big on communication. One person is big on stakeholder management. That is the business analyst. The data analyst focuses on analyzing data. They work at the back end. All right. So Donald is saying, Alexander must complete the checklist. Please send me the link if you can. Donald, have you registered already? Just let me know if you've registered already. Okay. What I want you to do now is go to your email. Okay, just easy access, so you can access it really easy. Go to your email, right? Just search for 10Alytics. Okay, so you will see the in one of the emails, that should be the second email that you get, right? The second email that you get, you'd see information on how you can sign up to the dashboard so that you can complete the onboarding